Remember that your dominating thoughts attract, through a definite law of nature, by the shortest and most convenient route, their physical counterpart. Be careful what your thoughts dwell upon. You are entitled to know that two entities occupy your body. One of these entities is motivated by and responds to the impulse of fear. The other is motivated by and responds to the impulse of faith. Will you be guided by faith, or will you allow fear to overtake you? The capacity to surmount failure without being discouraged is the chief asset of every person who attains outstanding success in any calling. Failure is man-made circumstance. It is never real until accepted by man as permanent. Your only limitation is the one which you set up in your own mind. Nature will not tolerate idleness or vacuums of any sort. All space must be and is filled with something. When the individual does not use the brain for the expression of positive, creative thoughts, nature fills the vacuum by forcing the brain to act upon negative thoughts. The person who moves with definitiveness recognizes the difference between temporary defeat and failure. When plans fail, he substitutes others, but he does not change his purpose. He perseveres. Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Failure is always a blessing when it forces one to acquire knowledge or to build habits that lead to achievements of one's major purpose in life. Men and women who come to the closing chapter of life disappointed because they did not attain the goal which they had set their hearts upon achieving, they teach you what not to do. From what you say, I infer that time is the friend of the person who trains his mind to follow positive thought habits, and the enemy of the person who drifts into negative thought habits. Then accumulated knowledge is not wisdom? A great heavens, no. If knowledge were wisdom, the achievements of science would not have been converted into implements of destruction. The majority of people who acquire wisdom do so after they have passed the age of 40. Prior to that time, the majority of people are too busy gathering knowledge and organizing it into plans to spend any effort seeking wisdom. You may not be able to control other people, but you can control how you react to them and their actions. This is an easy thing to say, but a much more difficult thing to do. One's dominating desires can be crystallized into their physical equivalents through definitiveness of purpose, backed by definitiveness of plans, with the aid of rhythm and time. Anyone who submits to annoyance by things he does not want is not definite. He is a drifter. Children are sent to school to make credits and learn how to memorize, not to learn what they want of life. Failure brings a climax in which one has the privilege of clearing his mind of fear and making a new start in another direction. Despite the fact that I had learned from Andrew Carnegie and more than 500 others of equal business and professional achievements that noteworthy achievements in all walks of life come through the application of the mastermind, the harmonious coordination of two or more minds working to a definite end. I had failed to make such an alliance for the purpose of carrying out my plan to take the philosophy of individual achievement to the world. Despite the fact I had understood the power of the mastermind, I had neglected to appropriate and use this power. I had been laboring as a lone wolf instead of allying myself with other and superior minds. Be definite in everything you do, and never leave unfinished thoughts in the mind. Form the habit of reaching definite decisions on all subjects. Each adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Failure is a blessing when it forces one to depend less upon material forces and more upon spiritual forces. Life gives no one immunity against adversity, but life gives to everyone the power of positive thought, which is sufficient to master all circumstances of adversity and convert them into benefits. Few people know that every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. Still fewer people know the difference between temporary defeat and failure. If they knew the difference between temporary defeat and failure, they would not quit when they meet with opposition from life. If they knew that every form of defeat and all failures bring with them the seed of an unborn opportunity, they would keep on fighting and win. Success usually is but one short step beyond the point where one quits fighting. Question: will a plan based upon immoral or unjust ends succeed as quickly as one motivated by a keen sense of justice and morality? Answer: through the operation of the law of compensation, everyone reaps that which he sows. Plans based on unjust or immoral motives may bring temporary success, but enduring success must take into consideration the fourth dimension of time. Time is the enemy of immorality and injustice. It is the friend of justice and morality. Failure to recognize this fact has been responsible for the crime wave among the youths of the world. The youthful, inexperienced mind is apt to mistake temporary success for permanency. The youth often makes the mistake of coveting the temporary gains of immoral, unjust plans, but neglects to look ahead and observe the penalties which follow as definitely as night follows day. I do not know exactly what this other self is, but I know enough about it to lean upon it in a spirit of absolute faith in times of difficulty. When the ordinary reasoning faculty of my mind seems to be inadequate for my needs. Study the lives of all people who achieve outstanding success in any calling and observe, with profit, that their success is usually an exact ratio to their experiences of defeat before succeeding. There is a solution for every legitimate problem, no matter how difficult the problem may seem. I have learned that those who meet with difficulties, which seem insurmountable, may, if they will do so, best overcome these difficulties by forgetting them for a time and helping others who have greater problems. When mass failure overtakes a nation, such as the 1929 World Business Depression, the circumstance is in perfect harmony with nature's plan to break up man's habits and give out fresh opportunities. Do not confuse the word belief with the word wish. The two are not the same. Everyone is capable of wishing for financial, material, or spiritual advantages. But the element of faith is the only sure power by which a wish may be translated into a belief, and a belief into a reality. There is something infinitely worse than being forced to work. It is being forced not to work. In the main, the Depression was more of a blessing than it was a curse, if analyzed in the light of the changes it brought. Can economic hardship, such as the loss of a job, be a blessing in disguise? Perhaps, yes, if the result is the awakening of an entrepreneurial spirit and the creation of a new business. Whatever you have, you use it or you lose it.